Hi everyone, my name is Lisa.
And my name is Ivan, and we welcome you to our new video where we explore one of the most beautiful, magical and remote places in the whole world, the Big Island of Hawaii.
And I dance to the rhythm of your heart. And I sing to the lyric of your mind.
For the next 7 days, we'll be traveling around the island and showing you guys all the things that we learn as we go, so you can get the most out of your next experience in Hawaii.
This is our third Hawaiian island, and we know how overwhelming it might be, let alone how expensive it can be. That's why for the first part of our trip, we'll be traveling in a camper van.
Some of the most beautiful places on the Big Island are very remote, and there's just so many of them. So stay tuned to learn all the pros and all the cons of traveling the Big Island in a van. So thank you very much for watching, and welcome to the Big Island.
Aloha everyone! In 5.5 hours, this plane will take us to
Kona, Hawaii.
Bet you didn't know that there are 137 islands in total. However, tourists can only visit 6 of them. Kauai, Oahu, Molokai, Lanai, Maui, the Big Island of Hawaii. We picked up our van in Kona, and our first stop was a grocery store where we got some food for the next 3 days so we could easily cook our meals on the go.
Now let's talk a little bit about the infrastructure on the island. There are 2 airports on the opposite sides of the Big Island, one in Kona and one in Lihue. If you want to spend more days on beautiful beaches and have barely any rainfall, then stay in Kona. There is also more tourism infrastructure like resorts, restaurants and stores, making it an ideal tourist hub. If you're down for a more laid-back and less touristy vibe in a lush tropical environment with breathtaking waterfalls, then definitely stay on the Hilo coast.
Since we landed in Kona, we decided to stay on that side of the island and rest really well. The campground that we chose was Kahanaiki Beach Park, which was around 7 miles up north from downtown Kona.
Unfortunately, we did not reserve a campsite in advance. It was a big mistake, which leads us to tip number 1. Always reserve your campsite on the Big Island in advance. The government website was so confusing, so we had to find park rangers so they could help us with the reservation.
And the park rangers were native to the Big Island, and they shared their big love for Kahanaiki State Beach Park. And they said that it was one of the most well accommodated, peaceful, and beautiful campsites on the entire island. And honestly, it would be kind of hard to disagree.
After sunset, we pulled out our chairs that came with the van and enjoyed beautiful and warm weather. We've been really missing it because it had been raining in LA for 6 months at that point.
As for Hawaii, yes, the weather is better and warmer between March and November. However, our trip happened in February and the weather was just perfect, as well as the water temperature. So you would often hear that there is actually no bad time to take a trip to Hawaii. We woke up pretty early around 6 a.m. in the morning to catch the sunrise and begin our day. The coolest part about traveling in a van is that you simply don't have to go anywhere to brush your teeth or cook because it has a fully equipped kitchen with a stove, a fridge, and a sink.
Initially, we wanted to make a van life ASMR video, but then we decided that we couldn't go without sharing all the insights while traveling the island. So that's why I hope you enjoy a little bit of both.
Walking on the beach in Hawaii.
We were craving some local fruits, so we went to a nearby fruit stand and this nice lady allowed us to try a few. They were so ripe and so juicy.
Mangustin? Mangustin.
Mangosteen.
Yeah. Rambutan.
Rambutan?
Yes, sir. Tekola rambutan.
Oh, I see. Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Just like lychee.
Mm-hmm.
And tip number 2, we 100% recommend you guys visiting a local market just because all the fruits and vegetables that you can find there, they're just so good. And you can't even compare them to all the things that you can find like a Safeway, right?
And I also support local businesses.
Yeah.
We started heading towards to the northern side of the island and stopped at a small town for lunch. Our main goal for the day was to find a campsite. This one grabbed our attention because it was in the middle of the jungle, but there was no availability there and we wanted to stay as close as possible to the ocean. We decided to drive a bit further until we reached Lihue.
Lihue Beach Park is located around 23 miles from Hilo, another tourist hub on the Big Island. It was really windy there and so much more colder than on the Kona coast. Looking at waves crashing against the shore, you could feel the power that nature holds over us humans.
As we mentioned before, this is our third time visiting Hawaii. We've been to Kauai, Maui, and now the Big Island. And being here definitely feels different for us. More often than on any other island, here we felt like we were the only people on this planet.
And that makes total sense since the population density of the Big Island is barely 50 people per square mile. If you compare it to Maui, where it's 225 people, or even Oahu with its 1,700 people per square mile, the Big Island offers such a level of tranquility and seclusion that you almost feel like you're on your own private island adventure. It was time to relax and appreciate the incredible beauty around us. We slept under the watchful gaze of stars, grateful for the chance to experience the majesty of the Big Island.
And here's an accidental time lapse of our morning routine, but don't worry, it's gonna end soon.
Anyway, here's a few things about the island. It's the youngest and the largest out of all Hawaiian islands, where you can travel through different climate zones, ranging from wet tropical to polar tundra. In addition, the Big Island is home to the largest and the most active volcano on the entire planet, Mauna Loa. That is why this island never stops changing its shape and has a very unpredictable nature. One of the acts of nature that happened actually here at Lapahoihoi was the 1946 tsunami that hit the entire Hilo coast and took lives of 159 innocent locals.
Despite its tragic past, Laupahoehoe Beach Park offers gorgeous views, promising a relaxing day at the park, which we recommend you have. Today, we're going to the east side of the island. We quickly stopped in Hilo to get lunch, gas, snacks, and check out the local market. The Big Island is divided into several lava zones, based on how often this area gets affected by the volcanic activity. Here you can see how lava flows dramatically reshape the island. And there are also local communities, like Leilani Estates and many others find ways to adapt and thrive in the face of unpredictable nature.
Seems like the east shore of the island is the most remote one and really beautiful. Lava flows surrounded by the jungle, powerful ocean, and a feeling of total peace and abundance. As you see, we were having so much fun that we ended up arriving to our campsite when the sun was down. So, here's our tips.
So, tip number 3. Make sure you have enough time to check out your campsite before the sunset, because we ended up so lost driving through these bushes at night with no service at all.
And finally, tip number 4. Some parts of the island are just so removed from all the civilizations, so before you go anywhere, check out the closest gas station and the closest grocery store, just because you might not find any, so be prepared.
This is what a sunrise at Punalu Black Sand Beach looks like. Punalu is a popular destination for explorers eager to see green turtles, which we were not able to spot, unfortunately. But take a look at this place.
So it was our final night in the van, and we're currently rushing to return it in Kona and swap it for another toy, which we'll reveal in the next episode. Stay tuned.
Oh yes, right from the start. So much when I first met you.
Here comes the end of our van trip adventures on the Big Island. And all in all, I think we really liked it.
I think we really loved it. The van gave us so much opportunity to just not care where we're staying, where we're eating. We were just so focused on exploring the island. And I think this would be the #1 thing on our pros list, mobility.
And here is another pro, the financial part of things. Van is your Airbnb, hotel, and also it's your car, so you can save a lot of money. Especially in Hawaii, everything is so expensive. So, price.
If you compare van life to, let's say, camping, you don't really spend any time setting up your tent or your kitchen gear, any gear at all. You literally travel with your kitchen, your bed, your shower, toilet, you name it, and you save so much time and energy. So the last thing on our list of pros would be convenience.
Now moving on to our cons list. If you're renting the van for the first time like ourselves, make sure you do your homework. Book a campsite in advance, because you cannot park your van anywhere you want. Be respectful and follow local regulations and rules. So be prepared.
Another thing for me was there was basically nothing to do after the sun sets. If you're staying somewhere very remote like we did, there's no service, there's no internet, and it's dark outside. So yes, you can stay inside the van, but it's kind of boring. So let's call this one trapped in a van after the sunset.
So here's our last con from our list. If you're renting the van for the first time, make sure you learn how your vehicle is operated. We have so many things with us. Laptops, phones, cameras, lights, batteries, and a lot more stuff. And we were constantly thinking, are we gonna have our light on tonight? So, make sure you know how your vehicle is operated. Make sure you know how to recharge your batteries, refill your water, and same thing goes for toilet.
So the last thing would be limited resources. So guys, this is only the first part of our Hawaiian adventures. We wanted to give a big shout out to Sun Salt Campervans and especially Bree. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to borrow your wonderful van and being so supportive throughout the entire process. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for the second part of our adventure where we explore national parks and swim with magical creatures like manta rays and so much more.
Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.
Bye!